Hey there guys, my name is Arlen Whitfield with the TheAetherNetwork, and I'm here today with a new series called Gaming on a Mac. This series kind of goes over what games are fun and compatible with the Mac OS X. I have a Mac here in college, and a lot of my colleagues have Macs as well, and they often ask, what games do you play, Arlen? And can you game on a Mac? And it seems like there's this common misconception that you cannot game on a Mac, and actually there's a lot of games out there with a growing catalog throughout the years. I mean, it's definitely a new development, but there are a lot of games out there that run on a Mac. The first game we're looking at is called Castle Crashers. This game came out in 2008 on the Xbox 360, did very well, had a huge fan base, and it's kind of moved from platform to platform since then. Moved to the PlayStation Network, and now the PC, and now the Mac. That being said, this is a port of the Xbox game, as you can see from the controller indicators that you'll see throughout the game. And I do have some complaints about this game, which I'll go over in a little bit, but I guess I'll give you guys a little background about this game. This game is an independent game made by the Behemoth. It's a studio, and they've made a few other games, but this is their main one. And Castle Crashers, I guess, basically is a 2D beat 'em up. Its music, which is actually quite good, was made by some members of Newgrounds. If you guys are familiar with that internet community, they do some great stuff over there. Make sure to check them out. If you can, I'll link them in the description. But the premise of this game is pretty basic. You know, move from left to right on the screen, fighting off hordes of enemies using a few commands. I mean, there's not that much like variation in the commands. There's a melee, a heavy melee, a light magic attack, a heavy magic attack, and then there's variations on jumps and everything, but it's all pretty easily accessed with the controller if you're using a controller. That being said, if you're not using a controller and you're playing this game, it takes a little while to get used to. I actually had to cut out quite a bit of this video, that's why it's kind of jumping around a little bit, that showed me staring at the control screen. While I do love, this game, I actually beat it on the PlayStation 3 a while back. It's pretty hard to play this game with a normal keyboard if you don't modify the key bindings, and the on-screen indicators do very little in the way of assisting the player in figuring this out. It's pretty much smash buttons, see how it works, and you'll see me fumbling around a little bit here. I guess moving forward from the control differences, I also have a problem with the resolution. I couldn't get this to play in full HD. The resolution it set was a little less. That's why you kind of see it cropped. And I found that very frustrating because there's really no reason why this game can't be in full 1080p, considering it was on the PlayStation and the Xbox, which both output at very high resolutions, and this did not feel the same. Resolutions aside, controls aside, the game actually looks very nice, and it runs very well. I got a smooth 60 frames per second the whole time. There was no lag. Everything was really responsive once you figure out the controls. So in that regard, it's definitely a fun game. You can get you can play online with your Steam friends, which is also important to note. So you can have like a bunch of different people. You can have people on the same console if you have controllers. Console, I mean Mac. But all in all, it's a solid game. There's a few bugs here and there. Like here, I'm kind of jumping into an invisible wall, but it's really not game breaking considering how simple the gameplay is. So I guess I can't full-heartedly recommend this game in its current state. I think if you had a controller, then you should probably get this game. It's a lot of fun. I got it for $5 during the Black Friday sales on Steam. But if you don't have a controller and you don't feel like screwing around with control, like weird key bindings and stuff, this might not be the greatest game to purchase for yourself. But if you have a controller, go ahead, get it. It's a lot of fun. Play with your friends. But the keyboard, I wish it's really frustrating for me to see such a great game get just kind of thrown away, like in such an easy thing to fix. I mean, I don't know. I could go on a rant about it, but it is what it is. The game's a blast when you're playing with the right controls. Anyways, if you guys have any other further questions about this series or this game, please comment. I will try to answer as many as I can. You can purchase it on Steam, which I'll link below. I think it runs regularly for about $15. I might be wrong. It might be 10. I got it for 5, which at 5 it's a steal. And yeah, just shoot a comment down there. Questions, concerns. If you guys have a game that you want me to take a look at, and I have it, I'll post a video up there. Just post in the comments. And then be sure to subscribe, like. It really means a lot when I see that feedback, and makes all this quite worthwhile, even though I enjoy doing it by myself. Anyways, that about wraps up this video of a quick look at Castle Crashers for the Mac. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.